So Neo just launched a great new service that's available for everybody at Neo Houses. This is going to be amazing, going to be profitable. But first we got to talk about the Hongqi deal. Well, Hongqi signed in on Neo with charging, so Hongqi will be able to use Neo's chargers. Hongqi actually doesn't sell a whole lot of EVs, especially here in Beijing, but it's very important. They have hybrids. Their hybrids are pretty good sellers. So it's very nice, and it shows to investors how important Neo's charging is. Neo's charging and swapping. And remember, Neo's charging is actually the number one in terms of a automobile. All right, automobile company with the most amount of chargers, and it's very reliable. That's the thing. Like Neo's app, Neo has a separate charging app called 家电, which is like add electricity, and that app is very reliable because most people use that. They're able to see what prices are, and also very able to see which chargers are working. Working chargers is a pretty big problem, right? You go to a charger and it's not working, then you're screwed. So on the app, you're able to see a lot of which chargers are working, which chargers are functional. Also, you're able to charge at even non-Neo chargers through that app as well. So this is pretty important as well. And of course, Neo's chargers are some of the most diverse in terms of location, whether it's like in the middle of nowhere, like in touristy spots, scenic spots, in like the grasslands or on the mountains, or even sometimes near hotels and rural places, or whether it's like these highway chargers or out in remote locations. So Neo has the most amount of chargers, not only in the city, but in rural areas as well. Whereas you see for a lot of other brands like Tesla, they would never build a charger on a highway in the middle of like a touristy spot. They wouldn't do that. Whereas Neo, they do that. And well, EVs and hybrids, they go there, they depend on Neo to have these chargers there. And also Neo's able to jack up the price a little bit because it's so rural, and Neo gets some hefty profits from those. This is pretty interesting. Now, what about that revolutionary new service? Wow, it's official, okay? So we've all thought of Neo Houses as maybe like a high cash burn expense. All right, Neo Houses creating these lounges, they're quite expensive. Of course, there's a sales room down underneath, and that's a primary purpose of that. And the house is just a resting area. And if you go to any 4S store, they have a resting area as well. They have like a coffee bar. All right, so it's not an unfamiliar concept. It's just brought into the city instead of in some rural spots. But what's really interesting is right now they are adding daycare service. It's official and it's everywhere. Okay, every single Neo house, every day they'll have this daycare service running where the staff will actually take care of the kids. It's only for grade 1 to grade 6s. All right, and they have events, they have foods, they have like all sorts of fun games and learning activities, etc. It's almost like summer camp for Neo owners. Of course, it's going to cost money, and Neo's going to earn some nice money from that. And this is one of the things that we always wanted Neo to do, is utilize that space and not just have it as a resting area and burn money, but to generate some cash flow. And Neo's finally doing that, okay? And of course, along that, you have pickup service. You can pick the kids up. Some parents still have to work through the summer, right? They still have their jobs and everything. They gotta go to work, but there's nobody at home to take care of the kids. So this is a perfect solution to this dilemma that they have, okay? So instead of sending the kids off to the grandparents or stuff like that, or having a babysitter at home, they can send them to Neo's daycare service, which is a lot more fun, and I believe a lot of kids will actually choose that. They also have those Neo staff help them with homework if they have homework as well. And this is one of the actual selling points for Neo now, all right? The fact that they have this service available, it's incredible. So a lot of parents, they have the headache of dealing with homework. They don't want to deal with that. They have their own things to worry about. And Neo can basically take care of that as well, all right? And also along that, there's that pickup service, all right? A designated driver You basically call Neo, and then they have a driver that can do whatever you want. All right, they can drive with you in the car or without you in the car, and to pick somebody up or send the car somewhere, of course costing money. A lot of people have been using that to pick up kids at school, all right, because the parents are working. School finishes at like 3:30, 4 o'clock, but their job isn't finished until like 6 or 7. So what they do is they get Neil to drive the car to the school, pick up the kid, and then send them to the parents' workplace. And that's perfect. That's a problem that Neil solves, and they're charging money for it. Neil's earning money from it, and it saves these parents a lot of time. So, Neil's really trying to save time, right? So what you're seeing is with Neil, you're buying time essentially. Battery swap saves times. Their service and repair, their way of doing it really saves time. You don't have to drive it yourself into the service center. It saves you time. Also, these services, designated driver, saves you time. It all saves you time, all right? So that's why I said many years ago that buying a Neo is like buying time. You save a lot of time. And even for me, battery swap, I swapped I lost track of how many I swapped, maybe 170 times, approaching 200 swaps. See how that's a lot of time saved, all right? If I wasn't swapping, I would be charging for at least an hour every time. And that's like almost 200 hours, all right? That would be equivalent to 10 days, almost 10 days of charging time that I saved because I had battery swap. So that's something pretty important to comprehend. And this is also why Envo will sell well. So here is a list of all the new houses that has this running over the summer. And apparently sign up is for per day basis. So you can sign up for 1 day, you can sign up for 2 days, you can sign up for maybe you want to be there, or your kid to be there on a Monday, but also a Thursday, but not on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. You can do all that, all right? And if you want through the whole entire summer and you got the money to pay for it, you can do that as well. So this is something pretty nice. It's flexible. It's signed up on a per day basis, which is pretty cool. And of course, they're running it through the entire summer, July, August. So there's 2 months where this is going to be pretty nice revenue for Neo going forward. And in terms of pricing, I think it's kind of different from every Neo house, depending on the things that they offer. So some of them, they have individual projects, science projects and stuff that will cost more money. Of course, there's snacks and drinks as well. Might be different pricing, but it's not gonna be cheap, all right? It's probably gonna be like at least 100, 200, even up to 300 per day. So that's maybe around $50. Not too expensive, not too much revenue if you think about it, but it really does add up if you have like a lot of kids there, all right? And then every day, that's bonus revenue that Neo wouldn't have gotten if it wasn't for this. So this nice service going forward, they're gonna have it the whole entire summer, and there's already a lot of people interested in it. They're very appreciative of Neo running this service. And for investors, we want to see the money roll in. We want to see Neo earn some profit from this. Know that it exists, and yeah, it's earning some nice revenue for Neo. So nice. Be happy about this. This is something to be happy about. As always, stay safe, stay healthy. Peace out.